All right, I got this this side sanded down a little bit with some 220, just to kind of knock the edge off of it. I'm fixing to turn it over. This side here, my wife and I will be able to see from our side of the bed. So I want to get that cleaned up so I can clear coat it. I'll probably clear coat it first and then flip it over and get the outside of it. And I still need to, yeah, maybe not. Did I do it over here? Yeah, I rounded that a little bit. I'll have to round that edge a little bit. But I'm fixing to start to smooth down this side and get it ready to clear coat. Hopefully I won't run out. I got a long way to go. Anyhow, we'll see you here in a little bit. Alright, I thought I'd bring you back real quick. Here is the first log that I'm going to use to join the two bed posts together for that footboard. I'm getting ready to strip this other one. These are going to run parallel from bed post to bed post, and then I'm going to have 3 additional logs that'll run in between the two, and then I will attach that slab that I've got set up. I'll center that up in that structure, and that will be the footboard for this bed. So I'll continue to peel some bark off of this for a little bit. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit, so I may be gathering stones and getting back in the house. But when I get some more progress made, I will bring you back. Alright, I just cut that railing down to 72 inches, and then I will cut it a little further, because what I'm looking is to try to get the fat end and the narrow end as close together in size as I possibly can. So I've got this one cut, and I'm fixing to get that one cut down, and then I'm going to probably call it as far as the evening goes, because we're starting to get it's starting to sprinkle a little more. So anyway, I want to get this done and get inside, so I'll bring you back shortly. Alright, the second one's cut. I may use those later on for a short table or something, who knows. But I'm ready to run that back inside. I think I may lay this out and kind of give you a sneak peek. Anyhow, I will get this laid out, and I will bring you back and let you have a peek at it. Okay, indulge me for a minute. This is kind of what I had in mind. You get these parallel logs, probably not as spread out as these are, and then run 3 center pieces to join the 2 parallel logs together, and then, like you see here, set that slab in the center, and it'll be up a little bit. And like I said, this isn't going to be as long, and that's probably not the piece of cedar that I'm going to use. I got a couple of them laying out in the yard that I'm going to need to get cleaned up, but this is kind of what I had in mind. I may have to add something else maybe to kind of fill it in, and it might, and it might not. I'm just right now just kind of working this out in my mind, but that's pretty much what I had in mind as far as getting the footboard set up. So as I get closer and get it put together, um, we'll see how that goes. Like I said, I'm thinking out loud and working this over. So anyhow, I'm going to call it quits for the night, and I will see you the next time I start to work on this. All right, I cut this down to 68 inches. It'll give me 4 inches on each side of that mattress, and then I took my Hitachi angle grinder with that aggressive wheel, and I ground off all the twigs sticking out. Now I'm fixing to take the DeWalt angle grinder with 37 grit sandpaper wheel, and I'm going to take all this garbage off of it, and I want it to be cleaner than the actual bed posts are. Of course, it'll take that stain, and it'll be a little bit lighter, but just as pretty. So, and I want it to contrast versus the slab that we're using on the footboard. So anyhow, as soon as I get some more progress made, I'll bring you back. All right, I got this one cleaned up, and I did it in such a way that I left the worm trails visible instead of grinding it all the way down. And I want that to be able to show up, as well as some of the other light areas of bark. This is going to be turned into a mortise and tenon joint, as well as this back one. So anyhow, this one here is complete. I've got another one to start on, and then I got some middle rungs to get cut and set up. So we'll be back shortly. All right, there's rail number 2. Now I got to search for some pieces to make the 3 rungs that go in the center, figure out how wide it's going to be, and start putting this together. So I'll bring you back as soon as I get some other progress made. All right, just kind of, again, laying it out and looking it over, seeing if that's how I'm going to want to do it, and I believe so. I think that's going to look good for a footboard, and that's all this is going to be. The headboard is going to be completely different, and so I got to now find the center, and then, well, I need to find my center rungs first, but because it's going to be, like I said, one about here, one in the center, one here, and this will attach to that, and then these 4 ends will attach to those bedposts. So we're getting there. All right, be back shortly. Okay, this is kind of what I had in mind, only these outer 2 rungs I'm going to have further out here. And then this, of course, everything will be centered up. So I got to get these cleaned up, figure out where they're going to go, and then I got to get the holes drilled, and, well, I got to get the mortise and tenons cut, which is going to be a piece of cake. So I'm going to get back to work, and as I get closer, I'll bring you back and let you see what we're doing. Okay, I got all the rungs in the middle cleaned up, and I got them sanded off and cleaned and all the bark removed and blah 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 blah. Next on the list is to bust out the mortise and tenon stuff, the big pencil sharpener and the Forstner bit, and we'll get it laid out, figure out how far apart to space these rungs, and get those put together. And then I'm going to mark each one of these off like so after I get this centered up, and then I'm going to gouge out and make a flat surface in these rungs and recess this a little bit into the footboard, and then I'll get things marked off, measured, and drilled out for the bedposts, and the footboard will be completed. So here we go. I'm gonna get back to work, and as soon as I make get some more progress made, I'll bring you back and let's check it out. See you shortly. Alright folks, I've got the, let's just call it the ladder built, and I've got my slab set on there, and I think this is going to look nice. Had to do some adjusting and some, because you just never can quite get things centered up, and sometimes your drill bits slide off a little bit, but it's close, and I'm beginning to really like what I'm seeing here.
As the nation's 29th largest public research university and with 400,000 alumni, UNT powers the intellectual and economic growth of the North Texas region.
Anyhow,
UNT is a proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Run that camera this way.
Soar higher with UNT. We are at halftime in Carolina on the halftime show of the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
All right, when I get some more work done on it, I'll bring you back. All right, I've done a little carving with the angle grinder so that we could recess my center section into the center rungs. Turned out pretty good. Now, what I'm going to do next, pull that slab back out, and I'm going to clear coat the back side of it, and then I'll begin to get this thing clear coated as far as the entire piece, and then cut my mortise and tenon joints on these ends and get it ready to fit it into the bedpost. And once I get that finished, the footboard will be ready to go. So anyhow, as soon as I get those fitted, then I will bring this episode 3 to an end, but I want to go ahead and get that other finished before I do. Anyhow, I'm going to leave you with this, and I'm going to get the clear coat, and then I'm going to be done for the evening. So we'll catch you a little bit later. Good morning, folks. I thought I'd bring you back for a quick update. I just finished sanding the first couple of coats of clear that I put on last night. kind of, well, I call it one coat. I put it on thick a couple of times. Anyway, I had to sand that down because the knots come up. So hopefully once I put the next coat or two on, everything will blend in nice and have one nice shiny coat. But anyway, I'm going to wipe this down and get the next round of spar varnish put on it and go from there. So we'll see you shortly. Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back. I'm going to try to use this GoPro this morning. Set up my drill out here. What I'm doing now, I'm going to go and check on my slab that I was refinishing. See how that clear coat's turning out. Well, where are you at? Alright. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Yeah, looks like I got a run in it. Wow. That's pretty bad when you run the clear coat. So I'll have to sand that out. That's pretty rich. Alright. Well, I know I got one little setback. Like I said, that's the first time I've ever done something like that. But let me turn it cattywampus. And this is what I'm after this morning. I need to take some measurements. And then I'm going to set up my drill so I can cut the tenons. So I'll just set this down here, and then when I get set up, I'll bring you back. All right, I got my cutter attached. It's a 2-inch, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to probably make this 2 inches. My overall length is 68. The queen size mattress is 60, so I'm trying to give myself enough to be able to put them together. So, and the way that works, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, just and it begins its this thing may be too small. Is it sure not wanting to cut? Yep. Alright, well, I'm having some difficulties this morning. Anyhow, let me get this straightened out and I'll bring it back. The adjustment was simple. I brought the blades in closer and then ran this up against the house. So and it's just little, these bigger logs. It just takes a little more time, but I've got those 4 to do. That's basically how that works. And then I've got another bit and big enough to fit to drill my bigger hole for the bed rail or the bedpost, and we'll put that together with some lag bolts. So anyway, I'm going to work on this and I'll bring you back when we're finished. There's the joint. It's 2 inches in length, 2 inches in diameter, and anyhow, that's how that works out. And I'm beginning to question the whether or not that drill is big enough to be doing this. I got a feeling it's not. Anyhow, I've got 4 or 3 more of these to get set up, so I'm going to get that done, and then I'm going to put another coat of clear on the center slab. You can see I've got these. This is recessed so that slab sits in the middle for this footboard, and I'll get that other one cut, spin it around, and get the other side done, and then I better get that porch swept off before my wife gets home tonight, or she'll be upset with me. She just spent a lot of time cleaning this mess up, and here I am again. But anyhow, I'll bring you back shortly. Alright folks, finally got those cut, both ends. What I've run into, and when I go to larger projects, that 1/2 inch drill ain't big enough, so I'm going to have to look into getting something bigger. I know the company I got the cutters from, they sell some big Milwaukee drills and stuff, and there may be a reason why they've got them, obviously, some great big drills. So anyhow, well, I'm going to get this put back in the shop and get another coat on that center slab after having to sand out some runs, and we'll get that finished up so I can start clear coating this and get it put together. So I'll bring you back shortly. Alright, let's take care of this real quick. That'll get that taken care of. Alright, I got it all recoated after finding those runs. It looks nice. It'll be dry tomorrow, and I can turn it over and clear coat the other side, and here pretty quick I'll start getting that clear coated, and then I'll put the footboard together with those little guys. And I'm thinking seriously now about replacing my drill, because I don't think it's big enough. Anyhow, well, that's going to do it for me today. I'll be back in the shop tomorrow, and when I do, I'll bring you back then. Oops. Cloudy day. I'm going to go in here and check my handiwork. Make sure I don't have any more runs. I shouldn't have, because I got it. Alright, let me see what I got here. Yeah. Whoa. It doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that's nice. Nice and thick. Alright. I just got to get something to put down over this bench so I can flip it over and coat the other side. And I think I'm going to take these into the house today so I can measure them off, figure out where I'm going to bore the holes for my little ladder. And then that's one thing I wanted to look at. Where's it? I don't think this is a variable speed drill. No, it's not. It's not. Alright, so this didn't realize it at the time, but that wasn't a good choice for log furniture. Alright. Well, I want to get back to work, so I'll bring you back when I get some more progress made. Before I get started, there's a few areas that I'm going to need to sand down, because I guess I had some drippage. So we're going to do that real quick. I don't want to take too much off. And I still want it to be able to blend. Finding more spots. Hopefully you guys are seeing what I'm doing. I'm not used to this GoPro, so I'm not exactly sure if it's hitting the, if I'm getting it. I need to check it. That would be the smart thing to do, but sometimes I don't do the smart thing. Alright, I'm going to get prepped for paint, and I will be right back. Put some clear coat on some of the stuff. This is going to have to work as a sanding sealer on these areas that one would call a knot, where the limbs were coming out. I do like the way this branch, or this slab, is taking that clear coat. It's going to look really nice. Oh. Sometimes you got to put it on a little thicker than you want to kind of get it down in the crevices and stuff. But I do like what this spar urethane does with this cedar. It just really brings out the natural beauty of the wood, and I'm glad that I left a lot of the innermost part of the bark intact. It has some colors that come out. Yeah. Anyhow, I thought I'd give you guys a quick look at what I'm doing. I'm just wondering if I need to keep going with this particular video, or bring it to a close and have an episode 4 on the footboard. But I think I'll probably just keep it going. Anyhow, I'm going to finish this up and I'll bring you back when I got some more progress made. Just kind of give you an idea of what I was referring to. I really like how this is turning out. that's stunning to me. This is gonna be nice. That's gonna be really nice. And see those bed posts are gonna take that stain the same way that is. And it's gonna be contrast because I took more material off of the rung, the little ladder rung thing that this is gonna mount on to kind of contrast it a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. It's turning out nice. All right, I'll get back with you later. Paint the rungs now. Try to get all this stuff, get the first coats on this stuff while I'm waiting on the other to dry. I'm gonna like that too. And it's not, like I said, it's not quite as dark as the center portion that'll be mounted in the middle. So I'm looking for that contrast, and I am getting exactly what I had in mind. So this is going to be nice. I'm looking forward to getting that headboard built too. That's going to be really something. Anyhow, I'll bring you back. This morning, I got the 3 rungs clear coated. I've got 2 coats on them now. And I'll come back in the morning and put some more on it. And or what I may do before I do that is take the bedposts in and kind of see where I need it to be attached as far as the bed's concerned, and then go back and do some more clear coating. But I'm going to bring this video or bring today to a close, and I will see you again here shortly. Afternoon, folks. Here's kind of a sneak peek. I haven't driven the bedpost into the railing yet because I still need to drill it out and get some lag bolts purchased, but that's going to be nice. That is going to be really nice. And then when that slab goes into the center of it, wow. Anyhow, like I said, we're getting there slowly but surely. I made a mistake, and luckily wood is more forgiving than anything else, so I had to do some sanding right there because my Forstner bolt slipped on me and got off its mark. So I relocated, and which is going to put some nice knot work to the outside, just like I got that one. There's more on the opposite side, but I've also got to try to follow suit the way these cedar trees are. You've got they go from obviously from fat to skinny as it goes up the tree. These bedposts are off the same tree, so this side's going to be narrower in diameter than this one, or smaller in diameter. And then the headboard, 2 different trees, so if I've got one bigger in diameter, then what I'm going to do is try to offset it, whereas on this side will be the narrower headboard post, and I'll put the fatter one opposite the skinny one, just like I've done. If you'll notice on these railings, skinny on top, fat on the bottom, fat on top, skinny on the bottom. Anyhow, there's a sneak peek. I'm gonna pop it back apart because, like I said, I got to get a drill bit because I don't have one that's going to be long enough for me to pass through that entire log. So anyhow, this is where I'm gonna leave you today, and I think what I may do, because I'm loading up this phone, I'm going to go ahead and bring episode 3 to a close. And then episode 4, I'll begin with finishing the clear coat and actually putting this footboard together. So I will catch you guys on the next video.